All right. This is actually the third podcast we're doing. The first two, I guess, were trial runs. We did a 3-hour podcast and then a 2-hour podcast. Watched it and then realized the audio was so bad that YouTube would cancel us
immediately.
Cancel culture. Cancel culture us in right away.
Take us down.
But my name's Dean. My brother James. My older brother James.
Fucking asshole.
But
younger but older, same time.
True. But why did you want to do this?
Because there are a lot of things that we need to say, right? We have an interesting story. We have an interesting family. Podcasts are popular.
But everyone has an
hear
interesting
shit.
family.
No, but ours is so unique to us, and we have we were grown in different families, different households, different dynamics. So
Yeah, I didn't even grow up with you, really.
We
By
really
the time
13 years apart. Shit.
you found a hit parade in magazine.
We
You told mommy I had magazine making men in it.
we had 2 teachers in high school that actually knew both of us.
Yes.
And by the time I got to them, they were actually half dead and about 65. And I remember your brother. He was a whippersnapper, you know. Like they fucking were on their way out when they had me. So
What are we, 13 years apart?
13.
14 years apart?
Yep. Craziness. But
Yeah. So I grew up with my dad till I was 15.
Yeah.
And he never spent one day with him.
Dad left when I was 2 or 3. I don't remember.
No,
shit.
Dad left when you were born, dude.
All
He was
right.
like, he's like, I'm fucking out of here. I'm gonna go with this
Look
hairy
at this
armpit
one.
bitch.
Look at this guy. I'm out of here, baby. Fuck that. I'm out. But let's just build off of 1 and 2. 1 and 2, we talked about a little bit of this, but
1 and 2, we basically did everything.
we did everything, right? So let's just take the most current shit. Okay, I think that Trump having corona is absolute bullshit. I don't think he has corona. I think it's a political ploy. I think he's trying to gain some more favor from people, some sympathy.
Why? Because he was a fucking cunt and the fucking...
He was an absolute disaster during the fucking debate.
I tell you one thing.
Yo.
I was coming around a little bit with Trump. I was like
Yeah.
coming around. I was like, maybe.
Ooh. And
You know how much I hate him?
Yeah.
But after that debate, I was like, God damn, I was right on. This guy's a fucking idiot.
That debate just showed the worst parts of Trump because he wasn't professional. He didn't allow the moderator to moderate. He didn't allow Joe to talk. It's almost like he felt against the fence and just kept going and going and going. I was like, dude, just let the guy... Like, if you would have just let Joe Biden talk, Joe would have buried himself because Joe loses his fucking sentences, his thoughts.
He was hopped up. You see,
you should just said,
did you notice Joe Biden's eyes?
yeah. Joe, a few
They had to
times,
shoot him up.
he
with
was
some
way off.
morphine or something.
Yeah, they gave him something.
They gave him
heavy.
some drugs. They definitely gave him some drugs.
I watched an entire podcast of a guy speculating as to what drugs they were giving Joe
Right.
to help him be more
Concentrate?
clear and have more focus. This guy, this podcast, I don't even know the guy's name. I think it's moredates.com. He's very bright, but he's kind of a bro
many
looking type
podcasts
of
do you
guy.
listen to?
A few of them, you know.
No,
he's
listen.
one of them.
Everybody, everyone has a podcast. It's like, oh, everyone has a podcast.
Yeah.
But I've been podcasting since 2012.
Wait, listening or like making?
Making. You know?
But let's not jump topics, right? This guy's
My
talking
bad.
about the stack he would give Joe Biden, and he was saying like some serious testosterone, some serious different types of steroids to keep this guy focused to get him in line. Because when you watch this guy, sometimes he just loses his train of thought.
Guy's like
he loses what
95.
he's saying. And somebody actually asked him, like, listen, if you become president, you're going to be 152 years old by the time you actually get in. You okay with that? He just diverted the question. So, I mean, this is what America has to offer.
Scary.
This is it.
So scary.
This is the best we have. Donald Trump, billionaire, smoking hot wife, like, you know, millionaire, business guy, and fucking Biden.
Rook fucking piece of shit.
Biden. You know what? Biden, I feel like, was the pinch hitter when Obama was in office, because Obama's like, you know what, let me bring on somebody that looks nothing like me, because people only care about what people look like. I want to bring someone who looks nothing like me so that maybe I'll just gain more votes. So let me bring on the whitest, oldest dude ever to be my running mate to gain more people. Okay, he's incompetent and can't do dick, but let me bring him in. And now that the fact his name was connected to Obama, that's all people remember. Like, oh, he's better. He's great. You know what? I don't care what he does. He's not Trump, so he's good.
Well,
We're in a fucking strange
we all know that.
time.
We all know that.
Cheers, by the way.
I don't know what the right choice is, to be honest with you. Like, I feel like either way, we're fucked. Like, if Trump loses, I feel like his following is gonna he's gonna say it's not real.
Yeah.
I got fucked. I don't think he's leaving. I've always said this. I don't think he's leaving the White House no matter what.
He's gonna be like, I'm not leaving.
Nope, he's not leaving. It's gonna be
Check
like
me out.
It's gonna be like 2030, and he's gonna be like there still with the Russian army surrounding, protecting him around the White House. At the same thing, if he wins, I feel like the crazy Antifa is gonna burn America down.
Somehow.
We're fucked.
We're in a bad
already
spot.
in a civil war. I feel like, and I said this 4 years ago. I said, I don't care what happens. This guy is no good. He's gonna bring us fucking down.
But I bet you $50 before the presidency
You
that
did?
said Trump is going to win, just because the simple fact he has the buzz, he has the persona, he has the it factor that retard dumb people will just vote for. And Hillary Clinton has done too many
He's the
things
president
wrong.
for assholes.
He's the president. He's our president. And people just, like, I'm the type of guy, is like, who, no matter who's in that office, I just want them to do good. I want them to do good by us. People will be like, no, fuck you, I want you to die. I don't want anything to happen. No, I'm like, dude, I want you to do good by me. I don't want my gas prices to be high, my taxes, like, I don't care what color you are, what sex you are, I want you to do the right thing by me and my family. So people that just like, now that he's got COVID, I hear so many friends of mine, they're like, oh, I hope he dies, hope he's dead.
Really?
Yeah, and I say to myself,
I don't understand how you have all these liberal friends and all I have is conservative
I
friends.
have so many liberal
Every single one of my friends
No, because
are Trump.
I'm in medicine, right? And in medicine, for
They're
whatever
smart
reason, they got college. Doesn't make them smart, but you know, I have mixed bag. I have conservative and I have
Like literally 90% of my friends are fucking Trump lovers.
really. So all right, so try to conceptualize why that is. Is it a profession? Is it an age? Is it like can you put them all in a category?
Because most of my friends have jobs and houses.
So what does that tell you?
No, I'm just saying,
What does
like,
that tell you?
I'm joking, but it's true.
Jobs and houses.
These
I
salt and
mean-
vinegar things.
Oh my God,
That's our first commercial.
that's it.
I just like to say, Wise Salt and Vinegar.
You did the right thing.
Yo, you want a fucking kick-ass potato chip? And when you're on a diet and you have diarrhea and shit,
Whether you do drugs or not, these are drugs.
salt and vinegar is like fucking crack.
Crack and sex.
Crack and sex mixed.
Crack sex.
Crack sex. Salt and vinegar, crack sex.
So, I want to change things right now. UFC, okay? I've been watching
Wow.
UFC for the past 5,
Wait a
6
minute.
years. I want to
Oh,
just
God, UFC.
totally shift, right?
God.
Because
Okay.
politics, fuck it. We'll be here all day. We'll get nowhere.
True, and I'm so sick of politics now.
I'm so sick of it.
I fucking hate everything.
Listen,
dude.
I love Dana White. Let me tell you why I love Dana White. The president of the UFC.
I know.
He's a no
Fight
bullshit,
Island, I
no
love it.
nonsense type of guy. He supports Trump. He supports jobs. He's a very straightforward type of dude. And I listen to this guy whenever he gets, and I feel like he's the same dude.
I wonder if I broke
in
into
front of
that
the
him.
cameras. He should. He should.
Yeah, right.
Maybe Dana's too big for him.
No.
Dude,
Who's
Dana's
bigger than
billionaire.
Come on, dude.
Dana's a
It doesn't matter about
billionaire.
money.
What would they talk about?
Fame-wise, no,
I think
no one's
they,
bigger
I think
than
they
Rogan.
kind of need each other. So maybe it's not a friendship. Maybe it's a partnership.
They're very good friends.
But he should.
They're very good friends.
Anyway,
Go ahead, talk about UFC.
Khabib Nurmagomedov. I've watched this guy's fights over and over and over again. He's undefeated. He's 28, 29 and 0. I've watched so much film on this guy. He does the same thing every single time. I want to talk about something that nobody will talk about. All right? Nobody will talk about it. They say, okay, we know what he's going to do. He's going to push you to the fence. He's going to take you down. He's going to ground and pound you. He wins every round, right? But nobody wants to talk about the fact that this guy weighs about 200 pounds off season, off fight, and cuts down to 155.
No.
So he's fighting 155 pound guys. I want to know Khabib's weight before he steps in the octagon. I would put money that he's 180 to 190
Well, as soon as they
pounds.
weigh in, they gain 20 pounds in 2 days.
Immediately. 16, 17, 18 pounds.
In one day.
It's a 24-hour thing.
One
So nobody wants to talk about that. They say, oh, he's the best fighter ever. But the reason why I do not think that Khabib is the best pound-for-pound fighter is because
Mighty Mouse.
he has stayed in the same weight class. He knows his lane. He stays in his lane. I weigh 210 pounds. If I could
214.
miraculously can suck down 214, if I could suck down, get tight, and I could fight guys at 135 pounds, being 5'11", with my reach, I would fuck them up. Because at 30, so the point is that there's a weight factor. There's a weight
They
distribution.
need more weight classes.
And weight and strength, there's a correlation. This guy, I watched the only fight. If you are listening to this and you like UFC, watch Khabib Nurmagomedov and Gleison Tibau. It's his second fight in the UFC. I feel I've watched that fight about 20 times.
Why? 20
Because Khabib, I feel, lost every single round of that fight, but he won unanimously because he pressed the guy against the fence during certain times. So Khabib can be exploited, and I'm going to tell you what's going to beat Khabib because he's undefeated. What's going to beat Khabib is strength. You need to have somebody that's bigger than him that can get him off because
What about Tyron Woodley?
Tyron Woodley's a 185-pound fighter. He fights at 170, but he's old. He's later in his career. I'm going to tell you two guys that can beat Khabib right
Mighty
now.
Mouse?
Mighty Mouse, he's 35. He's not even in the UFC anymore. You're a little bit off. There's two guys that
What's
can
he,
beat
Pride
Khabib.
now?
He's in Bellator. There's two
Oh,
guys that can beat
okay.
Khabib. If somehow you can have Colby Covington cut from 170 to 155, he
Yeah.
will beat Khabib.
Really?
That's number one. Number two, if GSP can come out of retirement and cut weight to 55, he will beat Khabib. Those are the only two fighters that I've seen, based on my fucked up knowledge, that can beat him. Besides that, he's a heavy fighter fighting in a very lightweight class.
Let me just ask you-
Nobody can
Let me ask you a
touch
question.
him.
Did you get into Joe Rogan because of UFC? Basically, right? Because I remember when you first started watching it, like
You
were like, I only listen to the UFC.
You told me who Joe was, and I said, you know what, my brother loves him. Let me start listening to him. So I got into him from that. But it
also
wasn't
people at
about
work,
Joe.
right? People were.
It wasn't about Joe. It was about who he would talk to.
Right.
And I would say, you know what? Let me skip past that. And sometimes, because Joe didn't necessarily start with the UFC people first. He started with, UFC. Joe started as a separate thing later, like way late into his career. That was, I got.
Well, he's always been a UFC commentator since the beginning.
No, I'm saying when he did the UFC podcast.
Oh, right,
He was
right.
separated.
Right. Yeah,
Podcast
it's
1, 2, 3, whatever.
It's
like-
called UFC podcast.
Right. I got into that later. And me, I'm a YouTube guy. I watch YouTube. You're more the podcast guy. But as far as UFC, here's my predictions. I'm going to put them out right now. We are 3.5 weeks away from Khabib versus Justin Gaethje. Okay, Justin Gaethje is going to lose. I love Justin. He's a great wrestler. He'll never go on his back, but he's going to lose. He's going to lose on points. He's going to lose on time of Khabib on top because Justin, you're 170 off season. Khabib is about 190 off season.
For real?
Khabib's gonna
How's he
hold you
cut that much
down.
weight?
He just does it. It's a diet.
I seen
thing.
this thing on HBO yesterday. See that thing
It's
on HBO
ridiculous.
about
They
the
suck the
UFC?
weight. Yeah, it's sick,
It's crazy.
dude.
They gotta go in
It's
the Epsom
sick.
salt. They
Yup.
throw up.
Suck
their
it all
fucking
out.
kidneys start. It's
It's fucked.
dude.
But you know what?
They cut like 16 pounds. in
But
2
you
days.
have to look at the fighters that have never missed weight because you have a 1 pound grace. So if you have to fight at 55, you can make 156. Or it's a 1.5 pounds below. Khabib has never missed weight. He's a pro. He knows how to do it. Besides the point, I want Justin to win.
You don't like
but
Khabib?
I like Khabib. But the fact that the reason why people are saying he's the GOAT.
What about Conor?
Here's the thing with Conor. Conor has fought in four different weight classes.
I know.
4.
I know.
35, 45, 55, and
60.
70. How can you ever say that he is not better than Khabib? Because you don't understand. the difference between fighting someone with a 10-pound difference, a 5-pound difference, a 13-pound difference, because it's all about strength, right?
Yeah.
So if you go back and you watch Gleison Tibau versus Khabib Nurmagomedov, Khabib lost that fight. Gleison Tibau was 7 years older, way stronger, and took him down twice and lost that fight. That was one of the worst judges calls I've ever seen in UFC.
They gotta change.
That fight was like 7 years ago. The judges that judge UFC don't know shit about UFC. That's the end of my rant. I like Khabib, but he did something. In the Conor fight, he's this respectable guy. Everything's positive. He jumped over the cage. He started fighting outside the cage. You lost all respect by doing that. You could talk shit.
Didn't Conor do that too?
Listen, do you remember when Mike Tyson, right, was in his reign, right? You remember that?
Yeah.
Prior to that, during press conferences, Mike Tyson said, "I want to eat your children alive," right? Terrible shit he said to people.
He's terrifying.
In the ring, he would fuck you up and he would leave. When did Tyson ever, outside the ring, fight your manager, fight your sister, your mother in the crowd? Never. That is a line that Khabib crossed that I feel he will never
Would he
regain.
beat Conor's brother up or something?
What he did was, after he beat Conor up, he jumped out of the cage and started fighting Conor's cornerman.
Right.
His coach, his jiu-jitsu guy, and started fighting them.
I didn't even know that.
Yes, and to me, it's like Khabib is this very respectful, very positive guy.
Russian.
No
Very
fucking
religious.
way. It's all a mirage. It's all a hoax. You could jump over the cage and fight people that are not fighting a part of the team. You've lost all respect. And you know what? Not a lot of people would support me in that, to be like, oh, he's so positive, he's so graceful. He fought many people after Conor and gave them his shirt, gave them money, shit like, no. You crossed the line. You jumped over the cage. You fought people that weren't fighting. There's no way you can come back from that. Now, Khabib, his father passed away. His father was a big coach of him. He's a Muslim. He's a devout Muslim. He's very focused on that. But what bothers me about Khabib is that he's
a Muslim?
fake. He's a devout Muslim. He actually had the UFC 2 video game changed because during one of the animations for his character in the game did the sign of the cross. He actually had the video game developers change the game
Now-
for him because he's such a devout Muslim.
Doesn't he have like a 15-year-old boyfriend?
I mean, he might. I just don't know about it. He's got a wife, and that's like a very secluded thing, but
I didn't know he was a Muslim. I knew he was very religious. I didn't know he was a Muslim.
devout Muslim. After every win, it's
Allah.
Akdamal Khalama, whatever he says, he does his thing and it says it.
I didn't know that.
And that doesn't bother me. It's
No,
the
it
fact
doesn't
that
bother
you can be so devout, but you crossed the line as a professional. You crossed over the cage because you used somebody's words. Because Conor's corner was taunting him, saying, well, whatever.
Right.
You jumped over the cage and started fighting them. The worst dumb psycho people like Mike Tyson say, I'm going to eat your children and drink their blood, wouldn't do that. And you did that. So this is what I'm saying. Words don't mean shit. Because Conor insulted his wife, insulted his religion, and he used his words.
Right.
But that's all part of the fucking game. That's the show. Build it up.
Yes.
Get more people
That's
going.
the show.
Right? You know, fuck your wife. You know, your wife's got a sheet over her head because Muslims, when they get married, they have a sheet. He said
Right.
something like that.
Really?
And Khabib made it very personal. In the cage, while they're fighting, the audience could listen. Conor said to Khabib, it's only business.
Right.
And Khabib said, no, it's personal. And fucked him up. And beat him. Whatever.
Beat him bad? I didn't see it.
Didn't beat him bad.
Conor's a good
Conor's
player.
the only person that beat him during one round. Conor got the third round because he got more strikes, so he won that round. Technically. But I think, my fucking brain, Gleison Tibau beat fucking Khabib. That fight was a very long time ago. It was Khabib's second fight in the UFC. He was 17-0 at that point because UFC is not just professional. There are other professional leagues that your record transfers.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, it's not just those two. There are other professional lower key leagues that all of your wins transfer. So when you see someone's
Brendan
record,
Schaub could beat him.
Brendan's a heavyweight. Of course he can beat him.
Brendan Schaub couldn't beat. Oh, you think Brendan Schaub could beat Khabib?
Of course he could. He weighs. Well, he's off season, so he's not fighting. But
Dude, Khabib fucked him up, dude.
Khabib fights with guys that are 185,
And then shove.
205. So that's what Khabib fights with. People say, you know what? His pressure, his strength is unreal because he's sucking down so much weight. It's such a process.
That's not the only thing he's sucking too.
What do you think else? What else do you think he's sucking?
He's sucking.
Pasta Hazul?
Yeah. I mean, definitely.
never know. You never-
He was with Jeffrey
And-
Epstein on Fuck Island.
I'm sounding like an anti-Khabib guy. That's not my thing. Khabib's a great fighter. He's an amazing fighter, but he does the same thing every time because he's stronger than his opponents.
Now, I don't really know much about the UFC.
I do, man.
I know you do.
So much.
I know you
if
do.
you watch the fight, Gleason Tebow is so much bigger and stronger. And Gleason Tebow did not get taken down one time. Khabib does the same thing every single fight.
Well,
He
though-
pressures you, he pressures you, he pressures you, he gets you closer to the fence and pushes you to the fence and takes you down. Same thing every fight. So if
Okay.
you're the fighter and you're going closer to the fence,
Get away.
you're gonna get taken down.
Right.
But Gleason Tebow, he did not get him on the ground, not once.
Wow.
Gleason Tebow actually took Khabib down twice and lost the fight. Every single judge judged that fight that Gleason Tebow lost every single
Now,
round.
do you
I
think
don't know
Gleason
what the fuck-
Tebow? Do you think that Gleason Tebow or Khabib sniffed cocaine before, or like
No.
smoked meth?
Well, you know what? Because it
Like
was,
right before they go on, say
Maybe.
they could get hit a crack.
I heard that that's what Tyson used to do.
Who? Mike Tyson?
Mike Tyson, yeah, in his documentary, he used a whizzer, okay? So a whizzer is a fake dick. He would put a fake dick over his dick, and because you have to pee before you
But
step
I'm
in the
talking
ring.
about right before you go
No,
on.
listen to me. Let me finish my shit.
Go ahead.
So Mike Tyson would use it because he used it in his fucking documentary.
Okay.
He would use a whizzer. It's a fake dick that he would put in front of his dick, and he would piss right before he stepped on the ring the day of his fight, and he would piss with clean urine, and then once he was done with that, he would sniff the cocaine and then go fight in the ring. So majority of Mike Tyson's wins were with cocaine.
Really?
100% documented from him. He's a psychopath. He's a killer. He probably would have won those fights regardless of cocaine, but that just gave him the extra.
You know what's funny
edge.
is Rogan was talking today actually about Cameron Haynes. Did you listen to the Cameron Haynes ones? It's the one before the two started this. But he was talking about Tyson, about how when he did a podcast with Tyson 10 months ago, Tyson was like all calm and he was like smoking weed.
Yep.
He was like, I don't want to even work out because my ego comes out, this and that.
Yep.
And then he had him last week. And he's a complete different guy. His fucking ego is out. He goes, Gods of
what?
War. He goes, the Gods of War has summons me.
Do you
That's
know
he
what it
told-
was?
That's scary.
You know what it was? It was his wife. His wife said, "Hey, why don't you go on the treadmill?" That's all it took. His wife said, "Hey, why don't you go on the treadmill, lose a
know.
little bit of weight?"
I know.
So that just shows. What does that show you? That women have such a profound effect on men.
Oh, yeah.
Because the second he jumped on that treadmill, his ego started. No, I could do a little bit longer. I could do 5 more minutes. I could do 10 more minutes. His wife put that in him, and then it just started to
tell you,
fucking
women can really fucking-
spiral downhill.
Absolutely, man. Look at Rocky. Remember? He was all like, "Ooh," getting beaten, and Adrian was like, win.
Yep.
It was like,
Boom.
dun, 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 and then he fucking crushed. Women are fucked up.
So-
They make or break you. And it's funny because women take everything from you.
Everything.
They take your fucking hobbies.
Your soul.
They take your soul. They fucking make you fucking nope. Boom.
They make you who they want you to be.
Yep.
Who they think they want you to be.
Jesus. Women are so fucking great, but so evil at the same time.
How can they be both? It's the only thing in life that's so amazing,
Women are great, but they're
but so evil.
Take it
it's
from
the
me,
mix.
buddy. Take it from me.
How many women you been with that you've seen the ringer,
We-
but you still been through the same bullshit and still continue to do it? How many?
A lot.
And so, what does that tell you? That you enjoy that ride, you enjoyed that roller coaster.
I do. I love crazy, fucked up women.
Because the sex is nuts. If a crazy fucked up woman was crazy
I had-
fucked up,
I had a
but
fucked up
sex
crazy-
was terrifying, you'd be like, no, fuck you, I'm out, right?
That's why I was out with. I'm not gonna say.
So
it.
it's sex. So what do we call
My
her?
last
What do we call
girlfriend-
her? Jane?
no, they
Jane
call
Doe?
it Ashley one.
What do we call her?
Listen,
1, 2, 3.
the sex was so fucking insane with Sarah that.
No, wait,
I
time
never
out. Wait,
was
time
shit.
out. Is it insane because she's insane outside of the bedroom, or is it insane because she's insane inside the bedroom, or is it a mix?
I don't know, but sex was fucking great, man. She
Like, you ever think about that? Like, if she's totally Mormon and calm outside the bedroom, but the second she steps in, she goes nuts. Like, do you ever think about that?
Yeah, that's cool. I had that too.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was Ann Chutzlow.
but that doesn't. Oh, and
Ann Chutzlow.
That's
was
a
like
nice
that.
one,
She
right?
was the nice wife, the great blah 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 in the kitchen, the wife that cooked, the blah blah.
And then you shut the door?
In the bedroom, she was a fucking porn star.
porn star.
Absolutely.
Like, what is this? What Ludacris says? Lady in the street in the bed.
I guess so, man. I don't know
That's
what
the
Chris
doctrine.
says, but
That's that song. Lady in the. I want a lady in the street with you.
Right.
Whatever. It's some whacked out shit.
Man, you know, it's what it is.
But what is it?
But you know what? We covered so much in the first two podcasts, but just the audio and the video was so horrible that we kind of used it as a practice run. Not that I want to re-go over anything that I said here, but listen, we're also going to have guests, right? You have some friends you're going to have on here?
Yes.
Some liberals, some conservatives?
Yes.
I'd like to get some doctors on, you know? Like,
Yeah, no, I got
knew you know
guys
a lot
and
of
musicians.
doctors.
Forget about it.
He's
He'll
a
come on here,
doctor?
no problem. But we gotta have a better setup than we got right now. But you
We
know,
will.
we're learning. This
It's
is
the first one.
podcast tree.
And it's better than the first two, actually, so far.
I'm sure. 'cause
Now we got the
probably-
iPad.
We're drinking less. Who knows? But
Drinking less.
Joe's got a
You
good
want to
thing
break
going.
out the fucking cinnamon? and
We might
lemon?
have to. Go ahead.
Let's check it out.
No, just get me
I know
another.
with the UFC shit. I know you're into it, and I don't.
So what's
love it.
your shit then?
I
You
can't
want to
even say
talk
I
about
love it
bugs?
because I don't even listen to it. No, I hate fucking bugs. Dude.
All right. Well, you do that for a living. God
Jeez,
damn
I know we're
you.
living now because coronavirus.
Let's talk about.
The bands are fucked up.
Well, why don't we talk about
Oh, I'd like to play Huntington Horror live, maybe.
live?
Why not?
Nah, it's fucking weird. But I think it's important to talk about the current state of
Huntington Horror
Our-
viral.
country. Because regardless of who gets in, we're in a weird spot. Very strange
Fucked up
spot.
place. Ooh, I want to check it out.
Trump wins, riots, looting, burning buildings,
White supremacists.
white supremacists. Okay, Biden wins. This is the scary. I think it's scarier if Biden wins.
Me too.
Here's my theory, right?
No, I don't know about that, but go
Well,
ahead.
my theory is if Biden wins,
Right.
maybe you get the Second Amendment Republican
No.
gun-owning
No.
people to be like,
No.
you know what? Now
We
we're
use our
taking
guns."
over because we're not dumb. We
Yeah.
have our bullets. We have our reserve. We know what the laws. We're going to use it. You guys can get away with burning and looting and rioting.
We're gonna get.
Guess what?
Yep.
Boom.
Yep.
Mass murdering.
And did you hear what this fuckhead said? They were like, "Will you?" I tell my supporters right now, you watch out. You look like. I don't even want to get into it. But
You're insinuating the violence. You're
He is.
causing people to.
oh yeah, he loves. Listen, Trump retweeted Joe Rogan's thing with Mike Tyson. Violence is orgasmic. Like fucking Trump is so.
he retweeted that.
Yep.
I know he retweeted shit. I know he retweeted
Mhm.
that. That to me was kind of strange because if I'm punching someone in the face, my dick is not hard. But for Mike to say it's orgasmic to do that, maybe it's like it's an overwhelming feeling. But if your dick is physically hard while you're beating someone, that is a physiological issue and a psychological
That's
issue.
Trump. Trump is physically hard when he fucks people. It's so funny.
I would
'cause-
hope you physically help you fuck people. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying it's so funny because most of the people that voted for him, Trump wouldn't give them the time of fucking
You
day.
can't say most. You can't say most.
Most of Trump supporters, most, not all, and I know what statement I do love.
What? I know. Go ahead, say
What's
the
wrong?
racist. All racists are Trump supporters, but not all Trump supporters are racist. Yeah, okay, that's cute. Yeah, you know what you're doing right there? You're doing exactly what the politics want you to
I was
do.
gonna say that.
No, well, I knew you were. That's what people want to do. They want to put you in one camp. It's Camp A or Camp B.
So disgusting.
It's the right or the left. Oh,
The
no.
blue or the
Oh,
red.
you're a
The Yankees,
Christian?
the Mets.
Oh, you're not a Christian. No, it's not like that. This isn't sports.
You know what's
This
funny?
isn't
I know.
simple shit.
Well, I know, but that's what it's like. It's
No,
like
that's
you
what,
like the
that's what
Yankees,
they're
you
trying
hate
to
the Mets.
make
Right.
it. That's what they're trying to make it.
I just don't
I don't
understand.
hate the Mets. I would watch them if they're in the World Series.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I hate the Islanders, but that's a specific sport.
Right, 'cause you love
That's
them.
specific, right? Because
You
I'm a
love hockey.
die-hard
Right.
Ranger
Oh, like, I
fan.
hate the Mets. I'm a die-hard baseball fan.
Right, exactly. So
Fuck the Mets.
what they do is
That's what they're
the
trying to
party
do in
tells
America.
you. I had a guy today, right? He posted this long thing on Facebook.
The fat guy I had to pick up at work.
No, he said, "Tell me why a virus that only kills 1.0% of people, that all of these statistics," and he says, "Why has this happened?" And I said very clearly, number one, we don't have a vaccine, and number two, we don't have an effective medicine. That's it. Very simple. Do you know how many people would die from the flu if we didn't have the proper treatment and the proper understanding? Because people forget, the flu is a virus.
Right.
The antiviral medication is very expensive and very difficult to get. So why doesn't the flu kill more people? Because
Yeah,
the
vaccines.
doctors are not afraid of it. So the doctors don't say, "Oh my God, you got the flu, you're gonna die. You gotta take X, Y, and Z." Because they know through your own immune system, through rest, through fluids, through simple antibiotics to help with the side effects, you're gonna get through it.
Okay.
And that's the case with Corona. But because Corona happened on the year of an election, it just hyperbolized, exaggerated, made it so much bigger than it should have been. Because it was an election year. They made it political, and it shouldn't have been political. I'm working in the medical field. They shouldn't have done that. What they do, Trump wanted to talk about ventilators. Ventilators is stage 5. Stage 0 is zinc, exercise, causing your immune system to become stronger. Okay, stage 1 is, okay, now you have it, let's take these medicines to help you. And they didn't want to focus on the right things because it was political. And I think Trump getting Corona, speculating, I think it's false. I think it's false because it's a political.
All right, well, listen, I just want to take a minute out for one of our sponsors right now. James, let me ask you a question. What's your favorite liquor?
It would have to be Midnight Moon.
I would just like to thank Midnight Moon right now. This is the cinnamon. They come in apple, pineapple, coconut, and cherry. And this is the cinnamon Midnight Moon. And it's just delicious.
It doesn't have to be midnight for you to drink it, but when you drink it, it feels like midnight.
You know what? It's so weird because it really. You know the feeling you get when it's midnight and the moon's out? Drink this and you get that midnight moon
It
feeling.
doesn't matter what time it is, it becomes that.
And I know it's backwards because the camera's weird,
But
but
it's okay.
midnight moon, it'll knock your teeth out.
Show him your teeth, how it knocked it out. Because he drank
No,
some of it.
it's not. But listen, I'm
Embarrassing.
having new teeth. Mommy's buying me new teeth for Christmas because she picked my name
That's
out
the
of
best
Santa.
Christmas present ever.
Dude, let me tell you something. Hold
I
on.
think she went in. Because, what if she picked mine out? What the fuck would you buy me?
I'd be fucked.
You'd be fucked.
Listen, this is what it was because Jesus.
Tell me why your teeth fell out. Tell people how to prevent their teeth from falling out.
Don't do methadone for fucking 8 years in a row. Methadone, fuck me.
Okay, what's something else?
Methadone. Not brushing your teeth?
Yes.
As a child?
Yes.
Saying, fuck you, Mom, I'm not brushing my teeth.
Yes. Yes. Brush your damn
All right.
teeth.
Anyway, thank God I'm good looking.
To brush your teeth. Yes. And you can play music better than me.
I don't know about that, but. Anyway.
What do you mean you don't know about that? I can't play the piano. I can't fucking just jump on the mic like that.
Lloyd can.
Of course.
Come here, Lloyd. Can we show Lloyd up here?
Yeah, get up.
Lloyd, come here. Come here. Oh my God, I love it. Yo, he's such a good. Yo, this
He's
is the
not a real
best.
dog. You think he's an alien.
He's the best fucking dog.
Does he
ever.
sleep with you on the?
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, he
Like
sleeps
right
every
next to
night
you?
with me, like my girlfriend.
So
I can't even move him.
Yeah.
He's like a fucking.
He's
He's
like
like, he's like Habib off training. Do you know what I mean?
Just laying on you.
But he's so good. Like he doesn't fucking like bark. He listens to everything you
He
say.
does. He does.
Like,
I think he was abused.
You think?
Yeah. As a
No, I don't think it's. I
We
think
got him
Susie
as a
scares the shit out of me.
Maybe it could be that. My wife, she's pretty intense.
Ooh, mwah. Such a good boy. All right, go ahead, go down. But he listens like so well. Like I'll be like anything I'm like I tell him to do, he does.
He does. He does.
Maybe because I give him slices of bologna during the night.
It could be. He just load him up.
And mozzarella and bologna, I wrap it up like throw it right in his mouth. He goes,
He'll do whatever he wants.
but listen,
Wait, time out. Let's go into something different.
What,
What's
like
something
how-
that you want to do, right, that you haven't done in your life? And by listening to Rogan makes you want to do. There's two big things. Number one is hunting, and number two is
Yeah.
like hallucinogens.
yeah, definitely.
I want to do those two things because of listening to Joe and how he enjoys it so much.
I would like that, yeah.
And how it's a part of
I would like to have a place to live.
not because of Joe. That's my question. No, I'm gonna get fucked. No, I'm good.
You're in trouble.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Oh, what time is it?
get in trouble. No, it's at 10:30.
You're right.
I gotta at least be.
Me too. Yeah, we gotta end this
Put
up.
these all in the freezer.
We gotta end this up soon.
Put those
Good
back.
idea, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
Good call.
Grab an
That's,
ice
that's
cream.
what not alcoholics do.
That's okay. But
But were you upset when you went in here to get a little shitty shot and you were like, my fuck,
I was like that motherfucker.
Well, that's why I bought you a
I was about to suck that like cinnamon stick that was still left in there, but whatever.
But I'll tell you what, no, and I knew I did that, and you've been good, and I was like, yo, that's why I bought you that.
That's all good.
I hope your wife likes the flowers I bought her. I've been staying at my brother's house for the last week because I got a house. I mean, I could talk. It's life, you know. It is what it is. All right, so
A bad relationship went south. She
Yeah.
took everything from you, and she's in your spot where
The
you're
third
supposed
time.
to be. And it's bullshit because she lied and she made you feel like you were going to be a certain thing for her, and she just fucked it up. She fucked it up because
Yeah.
you know what? You are who you are. She is who she is.
Yep.
And she waited until you moved to a new spot to just take advantage of you, and that sucks. But there's a lot of people that told you that are close to you.
red flags were
They didn't
everywhere.
have the best impression.
Feeling. Right. No, everybody. Every single
And it's
person.
not
I
like
know
we
her.
said we know her better than you. We know everything about her.
And mommy gave her a
And your
chance.
first
huh?
vibe, your first understanding of somebody
is usually the right one.
is usually the right one.
I know
Especially
she
people
doesn't
that know you. Because we don't know her, we know you.
Even when we were just friends for the first couple months, I was like, wow, this girl's bad news.
Sex is what keeps
Bad
connected.
news.
But bad news and good sex means
No, who cares
I'll
about
figure
bad
it out.
news?
Yeah, bad
Right.
news doesn't matter.
Listen, ignore the red flags, it's gonna bite you in the ass. So anyway, I paid $6,000 to move into a house, and the next day, I spent one night there. You look good with the
Was that
shirts.
one night good? Was that?
No, it was horrible.
Why?
Because I had to drive to Staten Island. I got home from working a 14-hour day because she wanted furniture.
Wait, Staten Island furniture?
Yeah, I came home from work at 7 p.m.
Okay.
And she said, we need to go to Staten Island right now to pick up this furniture. I was like,
Why? Because someone was selling it? Like,
no, they were giving it away. And it like matched her bedroom set. It was like beautiful fucking... And I was like, yo, I can't do this. She's like, fine, I'm gonna go with the clan guy who's a crackhead. So I was like, no, you're not going with this crackhead guy. I'll take you. And I took her. Then the next day,
But wait,
she kicked
how
me
did you
out
fit
and had the
furniture in
clan
the
guy
car?
come over, smoke crack with her. So
Wait, but how did you fit furniture in
I had the
your-
van.
Oh, okay, you had it. Okay.
I took the van to Staten Island. But anyway, just like anything, you get better at practice. Like anything we do, you get better. Like podcast, you're gonna get better at practice. So it's good for
I don't
us.
agree with that. I don't agree with that statement. My whole life, people say, practice makes perfect. And this is my problem with it. Ready? Perfect practice makes perfect. Meaning, if you're practicing the wrong bullshit,
Well, yes,
you're
of
gonna
course.
produce the wrong bullshit.
Yes.
If you're not, and when it
That's
comes
true.
to a sport, when it comes
Music.
to a relationship, when it comes to
Absolutely,
but
yes.
but that's the bigger question. What's perfect, right?
Well,
What's
listen,
perfect?
like, this is what I
if
say.
If you're training on a jump shot and you're shooting the jump shot and,
And
it's
you're
a
doing it
fucked up
wrong.
way,
But
I'm like,
you know
oh, I'm
what?
practicing 100
But if
times.
you- but if-
practicing it wrong, you're
But
gonna
if
do
you
it wrong.
practice it wrong enough, you got your own little fucking thing.
Maybe.
But listen, this is what I say. Practice so much that you can't get it wrong. Like, this is the thing. Like, with the Billy Joel, when I had to learn those Billy
In
Joel
your head.
songs, like, there's a few songs I learned, and I practiced so much that no matter what, I won't fuck them up.
But that's different.
But-
Music is something
I
that's
fuck
black
with a lot
and
of
white.
shit.
Music is something that you can actually see and get the notes down. That's different. That's different. When it comes to a relationship, there's so many dynamics and understanding. So it's like you can't say like, "Oh, I'm great at being a boyfriend. I'm great at being a husband. I'm perfect. I got it down perfect." No.
No, you gotta work it.
Everyone.
Listen, I try very
different.
hard to be a good human being. I'm not always a good human being, but you know what? I know right from wrong. I like to be nice to people. I like to have empathy. Like I have a good heart. Like I like to give. If I have 100, like I like, like you. We're a lot alike in that sense. Like we give. We might give too much, Like I give everything. Like I just, I
But
just.
what are we talking about? Physical things or
Talking about
emotional? Because
Talking about-
that's different, right? If I have $5 and I give you $4, that's a physical thing. But my emotions, right? What makes us up who we are. If I'm giving so much of myself, my time, my listening skills, my emotion, that's different. So you have to separate. Just giving something to someone doesn't mean it actually is part of you emotionally. Like, you know that they like this type of jewelry and you give it to them and they're so happy about it, but that's different. That's a physical thing. An emotional thing is deeper. It's deeper, and that deep connection is hard to make with certain people. You can't always make it with everybody. So you choose the wrong type of person to get with. You might not realize right away. It might take 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 50 years.
Well, it's like this, people are contagious. That's what it is. People are contagious. The people you choose to have in your life are going to choose your longevity of your life. The friends you have...
Friends, not family, right? Friends.
Anyone, friends or family.
Because you can't choose your family.
No, but you can not hang out with your family.
No, but you
like
can... Right.
When I was a fucking heroin addict...
But you could choose your family. No, but you could choose your family to get inspired from.
Yes,
and
but
you
I'm
could
just
choose
saying,
your family to go down the dark road.
Show me your friends, I'll show you your future. I always say that, but this is even more important. I was listening to this guy Daniel Evans. He's a brain coach.
Okay.
He does all these exercises. He did a TED talk. I listened to it today about how to fix your brain. You know, NFL players come to him that got hit, and he's just amazing. You can really fix your brain.
Okay.
You can really reinstall your brain. So what he was saying was, the people you choose to hang out with will choose your life longevity. Like, if you're hanging out with your best, say your wife, or your best friend, whatever, eats McDonald's every day and smokes cigarettes and drinks every day, you're more likely to die with him at 60 than if you hung out with someone that worked out and ate healthy and lived till they were 80. The people you choose to hang, people are contagious. Like this girl I was with, she was a bad human being. She did bad things. She stole from, I'll never forget this. I'm not a thief, I never really was. I never stole from stores. I never was that kind of person that you would go in and steal.
I remember stories.
Like what? Tell me one. I might have once in a while, but I'm not.
Home Depot, hey, give me $20. My kids need presents, and taking money from people.
That's different, man. I need kids Christmas presents. That's fucking completely different than walking into a store every time you go into a store and having to steal something. It's a big difference.
But you told me 7-Eleven you
broke
take stuff from and just pocket it, so.
No, I'm talking about someone that does a big difference. I had no money and was a heroin addict and wanted to buy presents for my kids for Christmas. I'm talking about a person that walks into a store. Every store they go into, they must steal something.
They must steal because they get high from stealing something.
Exactly. I don't have that. I'm not a right. I'm not that type of person.
Because if you stole something, you'd feel uneasy.
I have money.
You feel
I just don't want it. I'd rather pay the $2 for it.
You don't want to get arrested and get in trouble.
Yeah. All right. So I realized that this person was a bad person. One of the first couple times I hung out with her, I remember going into 7-Eleven with her, and her stacking her pocketbook with shit, and I was like, well, I didn't even go into the mall with her because I was so afraid because I know she was gonna steal shit.
You were uncomfortable because you were
very uncomfortable. I stayed in the car. I was like, no, I'm not going in because I was so afraid. She was a fucking klepto. She got
off.
She got high on stealing. I'm talking about chapstick. She would steal anything.
Trivial, nominal stuff.
She would go into the dollar store and fucking load her pocket.
She wasn't stealing diamond rings, but it was just shit that you don't need to steal.
It was just shit to make her high. And
be able to get off on that.
Yeah, and I never did. I'm not that person that's going to get off on that shit. I'm just not.
Well,
call me Cray Cray.
Well, I think it's important to make the point that when you see red flags in the first week, 2 weeks,
they're gonna hurt you later if you ignore them.
Don't ignore them, and don't have sex with them right away.
I didn't have sex with her right away. I didn't.
How long did it take?
Months. I was friends with her for 2 months.
All right, 2 months. So we're talking about a 2-month period.
Yeah, I didn't have sex with her. We were best friends for 2 months before we hooked up.
Somebody said that you don't actually know someone until you have sex with them.
No, Mommy.
You don't actually see who they are.
Mommy said the best thing. Mommy said you must know a person through every season.
A woman, 4 seasons because they change. No, that's good. But you're gonna really stay with somebody for 12 months as an adult and not sleep with them? That's very different.
No, but I was what hurts this is like, I helped this girl out for 2 months, like we were best friends, like literally, like weren't having sex, weren't together, like literally just like best friends. She would listen to me play music, we'd talk, I would try to help her out, took her to the doctor, up to bar, got her off the drug, like, and then we started having sex, went to, and then everything changed, and then we became boyfriend and girlfriend, and then, everything changed, but it is what it is. That's boring shit. What I want to talk about right now, before we end, because we're going to end soon, your wife's coming home soon. And I don't want to be here when she walks through that door and gives you that look.
It's not boring. This is important because
no, it's not boring,
been through it. Everybody's been through it. So if you can give some type of insight, because
all right, my insight is
you're 13 years older than me. You've had more relationships. You've been with more women than me. But what is the common denominator? What's the sign? What's the red flag for most guys to be like, that's not fucking cool? Maybe every guy's got a different red flag, but there's got to be general red flags.
If they're selling their ass for crack, it's no good.
Oh, fuck.
Right there, I'm just saying. Like, if you know that.
So talk about that.
No, I'm looking. But anyway, I've been staying here for a week. Great week. Had a good time, my brother. And we've been wanting to do this podcast for a long time now. And
happy we did. Finally.
Happy we did. We're getting going. Like I said, we're new at this, but we do have a lot of great stuff to talk about. We have a great family, and we're completely different. That's the crazy thing. Like literally, in every way.
Wait, time out. The more we talk, I feel like the more that we're actually a little bit closer than we realize, because.
Well, I think we're close, but
as far as our views, right?
Oh yeah,
views, right? Like
we both have a lot of empathy. That's what it is.
Right, and I think that we find ourselves a little bit more towards the middle of the political issues than right crazy or left crazy.
Grandpa Louie always told me this: the truth always lies in the middle.
Really?
Grandpa Louie used to tell me that all the time.
What do you mean by that?
I'm just saying, Grandpa Louie, I remember hanging out with him downstairs when he was sweeping after Christmas. We would stay there, we would be there for days, we'd stay there for a week.
Really?
And, the 26th, after Christmas was over, I would hang out with him, I'd help him clean, and we'd sweep together, this and that. He would talk to me, and he would always tell me, believe nothing of what you hear and half of what you see. And the truth is always somewhere in the middle. Like, if you listen to Mike's side and you listen to John's side, the middle's somewhere in the middle. The truth is somewhere in the middle. And Grandpa told me a lot of great things, man. I hung out, I'll never forget, in the Catskills in my 9th grade year, I was failing. And he made me go to summer school, and he made me graduate high school. Just from talking with him, he used to take me up to Hunter Mountain. We'd take a long drive together. We went to the Catskills. But I spent a lot of time with Grandpa Louie. I used to spend weeks there in the summer. And Grandma, and I just have I had a great relationship with my grandparents, and I appreciate. I'm so lucky for that. I remember everyone used to say, oh, your grandma's favorite, when she was going at the end, she'd always, ask for me and remember me and this and that, and Michelle would go there and she'd be like, where's Dean? Or, when Michelle would call and she'd be like, is this Dean? Or whatever, Michelle would bust my chops. But I spent a lot of time with them, I spent a lot of time with them, Mommy left me there for a month in the summer every year.
Why?
Just she could handle me.
Why couldn't you handle you?
Because I was a fucking nightmare. Want to hear something so funny? I'll tell you one story about Grandma and Grandpa. All right, so that's about.
What's hard to understand, and I don't even know the story, is that Mommy's younger than Grandma and Grandpa, and Mommy had Craig. So how the heck would she say, I can't handle it?
She didn't have Craig when
so she was by herself.
Well, Daddy,
or Daddy just wasn't
Yeah, it wasn't really. So listen, I was about 12 years old.
Okay.
And I went there for the whole summer. I went to Grandma and Grandpa's for the whole summer. I slept in that room, looking at that picture you have in there. I'd fall asleep to looking at it every night. Yeah, I went all summer. I stayed there all summer. So, anyway, the ice cream man used to come around. Grandpa Freddie used to always buy it to me, but sometimes he'd be sleeping.
We're talking about on Locust Street.
Yes, where Grandpa Freddie and then upstairs. I used to hang out with Grandpa Freddie all the time. So, anyway, I stole change from Grandpa's drawer in his room. I stole a whole bunch of change to go get ice cream man. So I walk in the house and Grandpa's like, oh, how'd you get that ice cream? And I said, oh, I found money in the back. Found money in the back? Show me where. So I took him in the backyard and showed him. And he's like, oh, we have a money tree in the backyard. So, like, I showed him this area in the backyard. I don't know if you remember, you of course you remember the backyard. But I took him in the back of the house and I showed him where I found the money. Oh, I found the money right here. Like, I didn't. Of course, he knew I took it out of the drawer. But it's just so funny. I had a lot of funny stories like that. One time.
Wait, but what did he say? He just let it go? He's like, oh, you found it here?
You let it go, yeah, you let it go. But I pissed in Uncle Harry's garage once, you remember that?
No.
I pissed on his potatoes.
Why would you piss on his potatoes?
I was like 10. So I took Uncle Harry and Aunt Doreen used to have a beautiful house, right? And it was Christmas, and I was with Patrick. And Patrick used to like terrorize me when I was a kid, and he was like 16 or so.
Wait, what?
Patrick Agnew. Patrick, he used to terrorize me when I was like 10, he was older than me. So I was in the garage hiding and I was scared to come out and I had to piss so bad, so I pissed on a sack of potatoes in Uncle Harry's garage.
What? Why would you do that?
Ask Mommy, she remembers that. But it's funny shit. But anyway, listen, we're already an hour in. Let's wrap this one up. Your wife's coming home soon and I'm terrified of her. She's gonna come in to give you that look. But, no, she's a sweet dude. Listen, you found a golden nugget in many ways. Susie's awesome. I love Susie, dude. And she's been nothing but nice to me, never said nothing. Always asking, Dean, can I came down the other day, because I think she smelled smoke. But she was like, yo, you need anything? Cigarette outside, or whatever. No, she was like, you need anything? No.
What about the time she closed the door on you because she didn't realize you were outside smoking at 5 in the morning? And you got the door open.
No, I was like, oh my gosh.
And what did you do? Just yank it and it'll
Yeah, she was like, oh, I didn't even know you were out there. But I just was...
She didn't, though. It was kind of funny.
No, I know she didn't. I know she
funny.
didn't. I know she didn't. I know she didn't know I was out there, but I thought maybe the smoke was coming through the screen. She smelled it. She was like, this motherfucking piece of shit. I shut the door, like a
she wouldn't do that.
No, but you know what I mean. Listen, no, did you have a great family, dude? You're a very lucky man. As hard as it, listen, you have to choose. You have to really choose what you want. Like, it's, sometimes I wish it's not a family. Listen, it's very hard. A family's not easy. It's not. It's very hard. But the rewards are great when the rewards come. The Christmases, the Thanksgivings, the things, the family, all that stuff's awesome. In between all that shit, sauce. Like, not all the time, but, and you got some great kids, like, you really do. Listen, nothing's gonna ever be perfect. It's not. You're gonna look for a perfect relationship, you're not gonna find it, I know, trust me.
I don't like that word.
Times.
I don't like the word perfect because you know what?
Nothing's
is
perfect?
Like it's like
nothing.
What I'm trying to say is that like perfect is what you make it. You can tell yourself, oh fuck, my life, my relationship.
Well, it might be perfect for somebody.
Exactly, perfect for
you. Right.
And I think that's what life is about. It's about understanding what's gonna keep you healthy, number one, and then happy. Number 2, right?
Yeah.
If you go, oh, as long as you're happy. No, fuck that. Because maybe happy for me is fucking getting drunk every day and just falling asleep on the grass. That could be happy for me. No, healthy number 1, and then happy. And I think that's an adjustment a lot of people don't want to make.
Yeah.
Can make, but they don't want to make it. They just say, you know what? I want to just be me, do me, YOLO, do my thing, and then everything else is just on the sides. No.
Absolutely.
It's being healthy and happy. And what's healthy? It's living longer, right? Smoking cigarettes is fucking stupid. Drinking yourself drunk every day is stupid. Smoking pot every single day is
smart.
Stupid.
Smart.
Every day.
Smart.
No. Listen,
Smart.
I said smoking. I said smoking because you're ruining your lungs.
Listen.
Edibles is different.
I'm just saying.
I didn't say using THC.
No, I'm just saying.
Using THC
I believe
every day. Some people CBD every day. That's
Marijuana
different.
saved my fucking life.
Smoking pot every day is a problem.
Marijuana saved my fucking life, man.
And I'm sure it did. But if you smoked pot every single day, it would cause a problem to your lungs and would reduce the amount of time you're on this earth. I don't give a fuck what people say. It messes up your brain cells. It's proven. If you want to use CBD, gummies, different routes, fine. But anytime you smoke anything, it fucks with your lungs and it reduces your lifespan. That is a proven fact. And again, I think THC, CBD has its uses and it's in its own way with certain people. And even psychiatric medications, there are certain people that I know need it on a certain basis and a certain dosage. But finding that what specific thing is perfect for you, it's difficult. It's very difficult for people. People go their whole life and die not realizing what they need for them. But I think medicine's getting stronger, research is getting stronger, DNA is getting stronger as far as understanding the DNA for people. So that's where we're headed, and I think that we're done. I think that we covered enough
That's cool,
bullshit. Let's wrap this up.
We got a podcast studio. Look at that.
Beautiful. So where are we at?
All right, so
What are we at?
yeah, we're at an hour, but you know what's crazy is
Mind league.
we didn't even talk about like anything. Like
I know. I feel
the
we
last
touched-
two podcasts, maybe like we can incorporate some of the conversations in with this.
We can
but-
cut it up, you know.
Yeah, but like there was so much good shit in there. Like, 'cause it was all about you, that's why. But I this was a good even keel one. All right, we just want to thank our sponsors: Salt and Vinegar Wise Potato Chips and
Moonlight.
Midnight Moonlight. Midnight Moonlight whiskey. What is it? Fucking moonshine.
Moonshine. Yep.
And we'd like to thank Joe Rogan for being the fucking god that he is. No, I'm only kidding. I'm joking. But that's a great video. You sent me that video with the guy with Joe Rogan. Hey, Elk. Yeah, blah, blah. Did you send me that? With the Joe Rogan podcast, like Joe Rogan cult following. Did you ever see that video? He's like, yeah, you know, yeah, blah, Dr. Rhonda Patrick's kind of hot. You didn't send me that video?
No.
Oh, dude, it's
I
so
think so.
funny. You got to see it.
I have one, and I talked about this before, and I think every podcast I should say it at some point is that I don't know. And from what I hear, because I don't know Joe, I never met him, I can't talk to him, but I've listened to thousands, hundreds of hours maybe. He doesn't realize, he doesn't want the impact he has on people, but he does. Joe, you are a puppeteer for a lot of people. And whether you want that or not, dude, you gotta fucking realize that. And just by saying, this is how I feel, but don't listen to me, that's not enough. You have now elevated yourself. And you know what? If you don't want to fuck with people, you don't want to change their lives, stop talking to people and put it on YouTube. Talk to people personally. Don't even put it out on the internet. If you don't want to affect people, you want to learn
He
from
wants
those
to
people,
affect.
fine.
He wants to
fine.
change. No, I don't do that. He wants to do it, and I think he does realize it now. He's realizing, and he says it. I'm realizing more and more the impact I have.
But I
He
don't
is.
see a
He's
change in
learning.
his language because
I
he's
do.
still saying, "Don't listen to me. I'm a dumb monkey.
Right.
I know
Well,
nothing."
you're supposed to tell
No, Joe, you're smarter than most fucking scholars, and you're a comedian. You're a smart dude. You got to realize that when you're talking to people and you're saying shit, you're hitting tens of thousands of millions of people. Some people will wear what you wear, say what you say, train how you train, eat what you eat, take what you take,
Well, that's what
just
I-
because you do it. No, there's some people that are very sheep-like and very
Rock.
persuadable. No, I'm sure the Rock's not.
But anyway, listen.
But the regular people. So
Joe Rogan has absolutely 100% changed my life in a good way. You know, I've been listening
That's a
to
good
him
thing.
long.
Yeah, that's
you know,
a
I've been
great
listening to him
yes,
from the beginning.
being empathetic, being understanding, listening,
honesty. I
honest.
really looked at myself, but being honest and stop lying,
sure.
and you know everything. All right, we're out. We got an hour in. Lightweight for the other two, but
Very light.
the Brothers Podcast will be hopefully doing a podcast once a week, and we'll see how it goes. Joe Biden.
Maybe we'll get a little music going in another session. A little piano, a little bass, a little Barack Obama.
Barack Obama.